So in this video, I want to explain and clear up a common misunderstanding with Pokemon in reprints, specifically for newer sets. And this example is Prismatic Evolutions. I made a video a couple of days ago talking about how Pokemon investors, missed a big opportunity with Prismatic Evolutions. Now, people got the wrong idea with a couple of things. The first thing people got the wrong and misunderstanding of in that video was that, the title was, Pokemon investors missed a big opportunity with, Prismatic Evolutions. Now, I am not saying that right now is a bad time to buy Prismatic Evolutions. I've never claimed that. I've told you guys, if you missed out on, the easy money, which was what I was trying to get at, that investors missed out on the easy money with Prismatic Evolutions, now is still a completely fine time to invest. You can buy it, just full market price. In a couple of years, you're going to be completely fine. And I've said that in many different videos, but some people took the title, I guess, as, a way to say that, oh, it's over, you shouldn't invest now, and you missed it out. Like, no, that's not what I was trying to get at. I was trying to get at that you could have bought ETBs locally, for $80 to $90, and now it's $130 to $140. You do the percentage gains, you missed out on easy money in a few months. That's what I was trying to get at in the video, but some people misconstrued it or didn't listen because that's what I was trying to convey in that video. Now, the other misunderstanding, which is what I'm trying to talk about in this video, is, I've talked about this before, but I guess I need to make a specific video talking about it with Prismatic because still I saw a comment, I even responded to it. People have a huge misunderstanding with how Pokemon, at least in history, decides to reprint sets and products. I feel like it's been said so much in this space where if you've been in this investing space for a while, I feel like it is somewhat common knowledge, but still so many people don't understand this aspect, which is why a lot of people will continue to miss out. So I'm in this video going to explain and show you guys evidence of how this is big misunderstanding is going to leave people behind because they're going to think this thing's going to happen and it's not because it's not how the market works. So somebody had said that, they're going to print Prismatic for another 2 years, or it's going to keep, it's a new set. You're saying that we shouldn't buy now, or that we, or are you saying that, there's not going to be a better opportunity in the future? The prices aren't going to get, aren't going to, go down because Pokemon's going to keep reprinting this stuff. Yeah, I know they're going to keep reprinting Prismatic Evolutions. I've never denied that. I've said before, during the whole duration of, Prismatic Evolutions being in rotation, they're going to print it probably just as much or even more than 151. I totally agree with that. But the big thing people do not understand is that Pokemon, at least from history and what we've seen with reprints, they do not reprint a specific product like 4, 5, 6, 7 times. They just don't. Pokemon in history has reprinted products a few times. For example, we can talk about booster boxes. Pokemon has reprinted some sets booster boxes 2 to 3 times. That's usually how many times they reprint it. Paldea Evolved, for example, got 2 reprints. Obsidian Flames got 2 reprints. And there's plenty of other sets you can come up with. Pokemon does a couple of reprints for some of these products. Some more than others, like booster bundles. Maybe they do it 3 times, maybe a little bit more than others. But there's never been a case, at least that I can remember, even Crown Zenith, where they've printed a specific product, and in this case, I like to give an example of Prismatic Evolution's Elite Trainer Boxes. I can't think of a time where Pokemon has reprinted a specific product 5, 6, 7 times. I don't think there's an instance of that happening. Maybe they've done 1 or 2 large reprints, but it's not a thing, at least from my knowledge, where Pokemon dumps a singular product here and here and here and here. It just doesn't exist, which is why when we were getting all of these reprints, specifically the Elite Trainer Boxes, I was specifically trying to tell people that, okay, the fact you can buy an Elite Trainer Box at $80 to $100, and they've done multiple reprints with Costco, Sam's Club, and I guess also some local car stores, the first reprint. The chance that Pokemon continues to reprint these Elite Trainer Boxes again and again and again after reprinting them 3, times or doing huge drops of supply, it seems highly unlikely to me they're going to keep reprinting Elite Trainer boxes. And like I said, this is not to say they're not going to reprint Prismatic Evolutions. That's not what I'm saying. It's specific products that Pokemon tends to move on and reprint other things. And I'm going to give you guys some examples of some products that have recently come out where it's Prismatic Evolutions, yet other Prismatic products are completely unaffected. I mean, we have evidence of this with 151. If you look at 151 and you look at the growth of the Elite Trainer box, you look at the past year, what is it up? 400%, 500%? And you look at other products haven't performed the same way. Why? Because Elite Trainer boxes didn't get reprinted. But Pokemon, they reprinted 151 Zapdos boxes, poster collection boxes, booster bundles, Blooming Water collection boxes, yet the Elite Trainer box remained unaffected by those reprints. And that's a huge misunderstanding. People do not understand in this space. People just think, oh, Pokemon's reprinting the set and whatever product, everything's going to go down. That's not necessarily true. For some products that don't really hold that much of a premium, for example, maybe a mini tin, maybe a poster collection box, if there's another product that's similar to those where there's not much of a sealed premium and usually the price of the product is mainly due to the packs inside, those types of products will be affected more. But collectible products, more high demand products like for specialty sets, PC ETBs, Elite Trainer boxes, they're not affected. And we see that with many sets previously, but Prismatic Evolution, for some reason, people still have this idea that Pokemon, they're going to reprint more and more. Yeah, they are, but are they going to reprint Elite Trainer boxes? That's the big thing that I was trying to get at in that previous video. So I'm going to show you guys here some products Pokemon has just recently came out with, and you can see some products, specifically the Elite Trainer boxes, have not been affected a single bit. So the first product that has come out just in the past couple weeks is the Costco Mini Tins. This is Prismatic Evolutions, right? These are mini tins. You can see they've come out just in the past week or two. Now, we've also gotten recently in the past month the Lucario EX and Tyranitar EX Premium Collection having 14 packs of Prismatic Evolution. So we've gotten, in the past month, another 2 new products of Prismatic Evolutions, but these, as you can see, are not Elite Trainer boxes. Now, if you look at the booster pack prices, you can see what has been affected has been loose booster pack prices, right? Because when these sorts of products come out, they will affect, like I said, products that are either similar to them where they don't hold much of a sealed premium, at least in the beginning, and also they'll affect the loose booster pack price, obviously, because more of these collection boxes, people open them, break them down, booster pack prices are going to go down. But you can see all this product, and you can see all these prices have gone down, especially for the booster pack price. What has not been affected? Elite Trainer boxes. You can see here, past 3 months, you can see what's happened just recently. It was kind of stagnant, right? But then it started to go up. In the past month, it's up about 30%. PCTB, same thing. You can see it's up 30% in the past month, and it's up 73% in the past 3 months. While we've gotten all of these, new products, and I'm not even mentioning all the other, products we've gotten from other places, right? All these other drops we've gotten, like surprise boxes, booster bundles, all those things. You can see how they're not correlated, right? Just because Pokemon reprints a set and some other products, it doesn't mean that other products that are not being specifically reprinted are going to be affected. So if Pokemon does not reprint Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer boxes ever again, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but for example, let's say this is it. Pokemon doesn't reprint any ETBs. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Don't quote me on that. But theoretically, if that happens, even if Pokemon reprints Prismatic Evolutions, booster bundles, any of these other products, poster collections, anything, it's not going to matter. And we literally have seen that with 151, because like I said, literally just look at 151 Elite Trainer boxes and look at other products. It's outperformed many of them because they haven't gotten reprinted. So this is a huge misconception a lot of especially new Pokemon investors have with, sets, reprints, and prices, is that if Pokemon doesn't reprint these main products for these sets, but they reprint other things, it's not going to affect the main product. So therefore, I was trying to get at with a lot of people when we were getting all these reprints with the Elite Trainer box, this is a main product for this type of set, especially sets. It's elite trainer boxes. Why would you not, after getting all these massive reprints, buy in when the chances we're going to be getting 3, 4, 5 more reprints, at least in history, is highly unlikely? And that's what I was trying to get at. So hopefully you guys understand this concept now if you didn't already. Like I said, I feel like people that have been in this space know this, but I read a comment and somebody was saying that it's going to keep getting reprinted. Yeah, it is. But if they don't reprint ETBs anymore, it's not going to matter. That ETB is going to skyrocket. And we have so much evidence of that.